Welcome back to Tennis Manager. It's episode 57. I let Kayla Cross go at the end of last episode, at the end of the World Cup group stage. It's late in the season. It's awfully late to be trying to make a move and hire a replacement. Might not happen yet. First player that I'm going after, Brenda Fruhvirtova, has said exactly what I feared being the consequences. It's too late in the year. Following attempt number about 14 now, the message has been consistent for all. We're not going to get anybody signed the remainder of this season. We're going to have to wait until December or January to try to sign someone. So King just finished her World Cup week, and in that group stage, I had her play in all 3 doubles matches. All 3 of them. Yet she gains absolutely nothing. She still has a 6 in doubles. It's a special attribute. You can't train it. All you can do is have the World Cup. There's 4 days of training for the World Cup. There's 3 days of matches. We trained 3 stars out of possible 4 in doubles, and she played all 3 matches in doubles. Still gains nothing, and somehow falls to 9th in the rankings in a week in which no points were awarded, and there would have been no points the previous year awarded in that week because it's the same thing. It's the World Cup. Interesting. Next up, a 1K tournament in Beijing. King now 9th and decent path. We're looking like we're headed for an Andreeva match if you get there. Not the easiest first round draw, but we've got a path. We beat Gracheva the only other time that we played her head-to-head, and it's a close one, but we beat her here. Plus 15 on winners. Bilix, somebody we have not gone head-to-head with before, surprisingly. Balanced, should advance, though. Takes 3 sets, but we do 4-6, 6-1, 6-2. After struggling in that first set, we dominate the last 2. Only end up at 54%, though, on the points won. After losing that first one, plus 5 on the winners, 9-1 on serve winners. Unforced errors was plus 4, forced errors was plus 6. Just a comfortable advantage kind of everywhere. Surprising that it took 3 sets. All right, so here's the difficult work now, as almost all the seeded players have gone through, certainly in the top end of the bracket, which means we've got nothing easy coming. Shang or Fruhvirtova, Andreeva, all 4 of us are favorites to do extremely well. 1 and 2 all time against Andreeva. Tough match. Andreeva, one of the betters, and gets the better of us. 6-3, 3-6, 3-6. 50-50. In fact, we won 1 point more than she did. That's actually, for me, that feels like an ideal outcome, right? It's a top 5 player in the world. We're not quite good enough to beat them, but oh wait, hold on a second. Really, head-to-head, we won 1 point more than she did, so that really could have gone either way. We'd win a set. Oh, we're -3 on winners, and unforced errors was plus 3, and forced errors was plus 2. Like, we just about did enough to win the match, but we didn't. The number 5 player was just that hair better. A little more training into next season. I really think King is going to be a force to be reckoned with, but she's just still a few more attribute points away from properly taking on the top 5 and not just getting the surprise upset, right? She's capable of the surprise upset now. She's so close, but still just a hair short. I'm fine with that. That's 12K, though, is the payout on that one. Still in China, Wuhan now for a 900 final, and we're looking at now being down to number 10. Peyton Stearns for the first round. Somebody I think we've had some trouble with. Anna Samova might be our opponent, or Benchik. So we're looking for a really difficult second round on this one. It's going to be really hard to go forward. And then it's Swiatek for the round of 16. 3-0 against Stearns. Okay, so we have beaten Stearns. I thought we've had some trouble with Stearns, but no, we beat her. This time, kind of close, but, we do enough. 54% of the points, 7-5, 6-3. 7-5 also. It's Benchik who got past Anisimova quite comfortably, and I think I've had a hard time with Benchik. Yeah, 0-2 all time. But there's our first win after she absolutely hammers us in set number 1. And then we have to go to a tiebreaker and win a very close one. And then a third set that was also really close. I mean, we still only got to 48% of the points won. That is what I talk about scraping by, doing just enough. +2 on winners. Unforced errors was -2, and forced errors was -8. Wait, where did we even come away victorious on this? Well, we didn't, right? We were -7 on the points. And there's most of that right in there. Well, the weird thing is that still only brought me to where we should be. We now get Swiatek in the round of 16, the number 3 player. She's going to be the heavy favorite for this, and it's going to be hard to move on from here. 0-4 all time against her. Tough match. And we're out. 5-7, 4-6. But we're out at least when we should be out. 43% of the points won is all, but only -2 on the winners. -5 on the unforced errors, but only committing 11. I mean, that's right at your 10% mark. But the forced errors is where she got us. -8, which makes sense. The technical skills that I have are less than hers. And so she could force me into those errors. She could force me into not hitting the ball too cleanly, because we've got 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s, right? Technically. +2 form. But 12 to 15 is just 12 to 15. It's nowhere near 20. It's good. It's not elite. 18,000 though for that one. And that just about takes care of the monthly balance as well. Teammates involved in tournaments, both getting through round of 16 into quarterfinals. Nava out, but Noelle continues on in her 140 tournament into the semis. Wins there as well. She's going to play a final. This is the first consistency or real any success we've seen out of any of them. I'm not going to take over the tournament. Let her do her own thing. 5K for Nava. And Noelle wins the tournament. Is that Noelle's first? I know Nava's taken a couple tournaments. Cross took a tournament a while back. I'm not sure Noelle has ever won a tournament since joining the team. I tried to get King into the finals, but she gets declined at number 10. She was 8th. Disappointing. Ooh, King. Nice week for training, though. +1 to backhand, +1 to volley, +1 to focus. Focus, a 20. Our first 20. We have a 20 now. Anticipation nearly to 19. Tactical skills is 19. So those 3 trainable mentals are nearly maxed out. And, you got 3 19s in the physicals, but none at 20 yet. Natural fitness lagging just a little bit behind, but I mean, she's only 20. She's only 20, and that's right up there. Playing is what mostly works at. Footwork still needs a little something, but I've been, of course, working on technicals. I've been working mostly on forehand and backhand as those are the primary tools for her game plan. So trying to bring those up, push those along, do a little more with those, especially now that I got the double digits in everything. So there's no catch up at the moment. Now it's push beyond, exceed, excel, get a little bit more, right? It's been all about technical average for a couple seasons now, maybe 3. Meanwhile, that physical and mental just continues to inch its way up towards perfection. Meanwhile, Noelle, much better form. Much better form than what we had in the past. And some good technicals. Better than King by about a point. And then just way behind on the physical and mental. But you can see where he's the furthest behind is physical. So I've been kind of training Noelle in physicals lately. As for Nava, strong serve, half a point better than King. So Noelle, Nava, King, pretty similar technically to one another. You can see the big mental jump that happened mid-season this year on the untrainable ones, but physically, mentally, definitely behind. Noelle and Nava are actually doing pretty decent with their objectives for the year. Kayla Cross was the only one who really wasn't doing well. It was disappointing that Noelle's asking to get out of a contract when she's achieved half of her goals. Like, how often does somebody achieve all of their goals? It's a very infrequent thing. I mean, even King doesn't have a 100% on her season. Speaking of, what does she want? Win the next gen finals. At rank 2, we're qualified. For Noelle, almost there where she wants on the rank. She wants to make round 32 of a Grand Slam. That did not happen, will not happen, but she won a title, and she's only 2 spots off on the rankings, so she gets a partial eval. Nava has the ranking he wants at 19th out of the 20 spots he needs. Hasn't qualified for these tournaments. I think we had an invite to one accepted, made it to the quarters. No, once a quarters, made it. There you go. Went through qualifiers, tried to make a tournament through the qualifiers, and got to the second qualifying round, and that was it. And that was through an invite. So we got 1 win. Those only required 2. We were so close to making the tournament, but that's still nowhere near a quarterfinal. And it's all been because of the rank. The rank just hasn't been good enough. But that qualifying for a Grand Slam was huge for Nava's overall goals for the year. King. I put her in a 250 tournament. I saw that we needed the occasional success beyond just, needs a little more to maintain form. She hasn't. She hasn't needed it. She's actually maintained the form just fine because we've gone where we need to go, tournament by tournament. This is one of those where she can actually get pretty upset if she doesn't go on and win this thing. We're the 1 seed. Took 3 sets in the first round, but we move on. Diane Perry, player I've had on the team before in previous years. We beat her 6-1, 6-4 here in the second round. Third round. Comfortable? I wouldn't really call it comfortable, but it's a win. Plus 22 on winners, though. Tournament was pretty dang easy to get through to the semis, but now that we have the seeded players, it's going to get tougher from here. All 4 in the semis are in the top 5 seedings, with Noskova beating Andreescu. Otherwise, it would have been top 4 across the board. At 32nd and at 23rd and 24th, I mean, we should be good, but it's Kruger and Benchik. We've played plenty and have had trouble with. Benchik we beat last time, finally, but she'd beaten us, I think, every time before that. Kruger's never been easy. And Noskova at 32, well, how much of a fight is she going to put up against us? We've never played. She's got a good backhand. She's got a good serve return. She's not excelling anywhere, but she doesn't have any real weaknesses. Her net play is not bad. Her forehand's not bad. She's definitely a better player than us in many respects, but we have that court coverage at that super elite level that gives us maybe a slight advantage, but really it's balanced. And we're out in the semis. I hope that doesn't cause a form drop, because I came to this tournament exactly to boost form. I was hoping for a win here out of this tournament, but it was definitely a challenging Final Four. It wouldn't have been easy to claim the win. I was hoping to at least make the final, considering the Final Four and the circumstances of what could happen here. We were only -1 on the winners. We were only -13 overall. What happened? Unforced errors, -3. Forced errors, -9. Really? Noskova is that good? 11K for that. Dropping out a little bit early. It's the end of October. We're heading into a November with the end of the season coming up very soon. Not quite there yet, but the finances are good. We're going to get that big December pay boost, so we're going to have some options, some bigger options infrastructure-wise than what we've had in a while. But we also have a vacancy on our roster, and I'll have a couple staff vacancies as well as we try to continue upgrading that. But with a vacancy on the roster coming up, we are going to have to spend a chunk of money on some sort of signing bonus for someone. So hanging on to that money for that for now. And heading into that new year, I'm hoping to get a second stud onto the team. Somebody really capable that can get us a lot of wins, earn a lot of prize share. Something higher than just edge of 100, but something more like top 50 or top 75 at least, that can consistently make tournaments, get us back to where we were in previous days with those price share bonuses actually being helpful, useful. For the most part, we've largely just kind of broke even. This month was okay, plus 60K. I know it's a short one, but I just recorded these 2 episodes back to back, and I'm really starting to feel that pressure in my head right now from this sinus infection. So I need a break. So that's going to do it for this episode on the Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.